Didn't really seem to interest him though.
小さい頃に少しはやってみたことはあるが、お前は？
Never. I'd have to learn how to play.
うん。
He's not excited at all about it.
そもそも将棋は2人でしかできないだろう。
Okay. Oh, that was very unexpected. He counted Masato in as well. In spite of that fact, he was the cause of that injury. Did Gengo really not bear any grudge over it all? Shit happens. If not, he's truly, what should I say, a man among men.
誰か止めろよ。いつまでさせんだよ。
Yeah. I was caught by surprise when Masato suddenly appeared from the side, so drenched with sweat that steam was rising off of him. Well, I assumed you were all old enough to judge when to quit.
なわけあるかよ。
An incomprehensible retort. I'm pretty sure that even if I asked you to come up with something fun to do, your answer would just be muscle training.
なんだ、お前らも筋トレするんじゃなかったのか？
No, since Kengo's got a lot of time to spare, we're trying to think of something fun to do.
なんだよ。二人で筋肉の抜け駆けするのかと思って、ちょっと焦っちまったぜ。
No. Now I have to think of up something that Masato can do together with us as well. I tried to come up with another idea. Playing cards?
なんか頭が。
From cards? I thought they were sure to be easy enough for even him to do. What about coloring pictures?
あ、収まってきた。
囲碁。
Go. A board game that originated from China. In Go, two players, playing the black and white pieces, take turns to place stones to surround the larger area around the board. A larger area. Total area on the board.
将棋。
You're killing him. Misato is thrashing about on the floor. Hey, you shouldn't bully him. He's also trying to help. If he hadn't mentioned Go or Shogi, he would have spent the rest of his life happily without ever picturing himself playing those games.
だろうな。
Letting out a deep sigh, Kengo opened up his good
つ
hand.
まりは、マサトを入れるとなると、頭を使うものは無理だってことだ。
Basically. He concluded, closing his hand. Well, that's right.
仕方ない。運動でもいいぞ。
But you got an injured arm. Kengo pointed to his
こ
at
の
his
手さえ
sling.
使わなければ問題ない。
I doubt it. Running or twisting your body's it's definitely going to hurt.
問題ない。
There's no problem, I got it. He reaffirmed it so strongly that it was hard to protest it further. Don't blame me if you end up with your arm taking longer to heal then, okay?
大丈夫だ。俺はマサトほど子供じゃない。
He must have meant that he was capable of knowing when to quit. Eventually, we all agreed on a silly sort of game to see who could keep walking the longest on the third floor window railing, which of course Masato's proposal. Never push me off the side, even as a joke.
わかってる。これは遊びでありながらも真剣勝負だ。
Kingo's temperament was growing more and more mysterious. I'd never seen him like this.
でも自分で落ちるのは自業自得だぜ。
Masato's going to fall off himself. Considering the sense of balance and concentration required, I think I can tell who's going to win.
お前もするんだぞ。
I know. View. Already, a trio climbed up to the windowsill. Whoa, Kengo's Hakama is billowing so hard in the wind. Inside the classroom, the classmates were gathering up to stare. You didn't often get a chance to see a game as thrilling as this. I wish I were one of them.
勝ったやつからだぞ。
What? Yep. The three of us lifted our hands. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh. Kingo and me took rock and Masato was paper.
やったぜ。あるいはやっちまったのか。
微妙な感想言ってないで。
Yeah, you want to
始めろ。
lose that. Fuck. Masato jumped across the railing outside.
よっ。おお。あ
Did he really die? He fell right off the starting point.
やりやがった。
Well, it was destined to happen. But why was I feeling so unsatisfied with this? Even though Masato falling from the third floor was certainly fun enough. From behind, I heard the excited clamor of the classmates. Even in a situation like this, I couldn't help but feel a kind of loneliness. I get it. That's because Rin wasn't here. Whenever we were doing something silly, she was always there with us. If she were here, she would definitely have stepped up to hurl some abuse at Masato. Or rather, even before that, Masato would somehow piss her off and she would kick him off the railing. That had been our usual everyday routine. But even Kyosuke wasn't with us now. If there was anything at all that I could do to get back to those days, what could it be? As soon as the final class was over, I grabbed my bag and stood up from my chair.
大変だな。
Not at all. I do this because I want to. I had to hurry up. The other school's classes had already ended an hour ago. Ren's waiting at the empty entrance all alone. Thinking it too dangerous to even take a step outside by herself. Oof. I ran as fast as I could until I spotted her figure and waved, putting on an unworried face. She stayed rooted in place. Believe it or not, she was literally unable to move from there unless I took her hand. Sorry, kept you waiting. I finally arrived in front of her. Fucking awful. She answered weakly. Like remembering what she had to say, she raised her voice.
今日は王ちゃんと仲良くなったんだ。
Really?
面白いやつで楽しかった。
That's good.
よかった。
God, she's just like so much of a child. Yet again, she bent down her head, looking lonely. Fun time was over. Look, Lennon's waiting for you. Let's roll. He's the only cat Ren took care of now. She used to have a lot more of them. All of them were originally strays that Kyosuke picked up for her. But they had left one by one, as if fleeing from Ren, who had changed so much. The only one who still remained was this cat named Lennon. Only he still kept her company. For a stray cat, he was very docile, and always waited for Ren's return at the girls' dorm entrance. And he was today. As he was today. We're back, Lennon.
ただいま。
As we passed him by, he silently fell one step behind her. His figure was like that of a faithful servant, loyal to the last. Like at breakfast, Rin and I had our meal in my dorm room, and spent together until she went to bed.
ただいまった。
Welcome back. After I texted him, Masato came back to our room. Sorry for always making you stay out of the room.
別にトレーニングするのはどこだっていいからな。
I guess he doesn't have any other friends except us either.
寝床さえあればいい。筋トレで疲れ切ったし、あとは寝るだけだしな。
さて次は何をしよ
Hey, Kengo. Asked the figure behind
幻
Masato.
聴かな。あとは寝るだけだしな。相当眠いってこったな。
No, you didn't. It came from right behind you.
嫌だ。俺はこれから休むんだ。
う。待ってたんだぞ、リキが一人になるまで。
That probably meant until Rin left the room. The figure slowly moved up to the lamplight.
さあみんなで何をしよう。
なんなんだこいつは。こんな時間から遊ぼうなんて意味がわからねえ。
Second, and Christ, he's making even Masato sound sensible. You could have spent all this time playing with Masato.
なるほど。
いや、俺とお前だけじゃすぐ喧嘩になるだろ。
言えてる。
Kengo, Kengo. I ended up playing a board game with him. Masato finished in first place and went to bed. That's surprising. I was almost at the goal too. I flipped the roulette.
リンの方はどうだ。
He asked in a soft voice. So he was worried about her too. Knowing that relieved me a little bit. Nothing new. I don't know if that's good or bad.
確かに難しい問題だな。
It's not only her problem, but ours too.
Hmm?
Don't you feel at all lonely without her here with us?
当然寂しい。
Right? And Kyosuke too. The five of us have always played together. Even though we're all at the same school, we're split up now. I probably wouldn't mind if it were because those two found other friends to play with. But they're just shut away in their shells. That's why I'm trying to puzzle out what I can do, for all our sakes. Oh, I'm out. That had been the last spin of the roulette. Kengo's defeat had been sealed.
そうか。すごいな、リキは。
It's nothing impressive whatsoever, compared to you up until your injury anyway.
いや、リンのことはお前に任せっきりにしてしまってるからな。
Oh, well, I mean, when no one else is, you kind of have to take up that mantle. Can't be helped. She's even scared of you and
俺なん
Masato.
かが寄っていっても怯えさせるだけだ。
But why is she okay with me? Maybe it's just because I'm smaller than you two.
それはな、リキ。愛だと思うぞ。
He declared with a serious face. That can't be. She just barely puts up with me.
表層ではそうでも、どこかに残ってるんじゃないのか？お前を好きだった気持ちが、たまたまお前が大丈夫だったんじゃない。お前を選んだんだ。それは自信を持っていいことだと思うぞ。
It just doesn't sound real to me.
もしリンが元気だったら、お前たち、この学校生活で付き合ってたかもな。
No, there's no way. What would my school life be like if things had turned out that way? I can't even imagine it. But if it is true what Kinga said, that Rin has chosen me, you could say that my relationship with her has surpassed Kinga's and Masato's. When I met her, the three of them were already friends. Back then, she didn't look like a girl at all, to the degree that at first I thought she was a boy. So of course I had no kind of romantic feelings for her. However, since junior high, she started becoming popular among boys. And around that point, I finally became aware of how cute she really was too. Therefore, it's no wonder even if Kengo or Masato entertained a secret crush on her way earlier than me. Would you or Masato not mind if that happened? I asked him timidly.
何が？
If Rin and I started dating. As I said, that Kinga burst out laughing.
何に気を使ってるんだ。俺たちはずっとお前たちはお似合いだと思ってたんだよ。
We made bets on it. You have? I never realized. Was I the only one so slow when it came to stuff like this?
リンのことが好きなんだろ。
Of course I do. But I've never seen her as someone to go out with. And with her the way she is now,
そうだな。
it is impossible.
ま、時間はいくらでもある。お前がこれからもそばにいてやれば自然と良くなっていくだろう。腰を据えてゆっくり行こう。
Thanks. His words sounded very reliable. And they made me positive enough to think that everything might yet take a turn for the better. May 15th.
おーちゃんにもリキのこと話すからな。
Yeah. Like every other morning, Rin and I made our way to the other school hand in hand. The closer we got, the cheerier she became. Since it felt as if my helplessness was being rubbed in my face, I couldn't help but be frustrated. As I was almost back to my school, I spotted the two idiots standing at the school gate. What's this? I stopped in front of them.
いや、こいつが。
ついていけなくともお前の帰りを待っているぐらいはいいだろう。
で、無理やり俺もだぜ。
Thanks, but you guys really didn't have to.
水臭いことを言うな。お前も言っただろ。これは俺たちの問題だと。
Of course I did. But I think we'll have to hurry up now. I pointed at my watch. We were running to our classroom.
やべえ、間に合わねえぞ。
一連卓勝というのもいいが、ここは俺だけ先に行かせろ。3人分代返しておく。
Oh my god, are we gonna throw him? How?
こっちだ。
Kingo made a sudden turn for the courtyard.
どこ行くんだよ。
俺たちが協力すれば簡単なことだ。リキ、マサトと向かい合って手を組め。
で、どうしちゃってんだよ。
お前たち2人の力に乗って俺が3階まで一気にジャンプする。
つまりショートカットってわけか。
で、窓をくぐるとすぐそこは教室。
Shouldn't we be throwing Riki? I don't think I'm strong enough for that.
マサトの力と俺の跳躍力を侮るな。
Though to be fair, Kingo doesn't have an arm.
そう言われるとやらねえわけにはいかないな。
Is it even possible in the first place?
迷ってる暇はない。覚悟を決めろ、リキ。
We definitely can't make it moreover. You've got that injured
だ
arm.
から俺が飛ぶ役なんじゃないか。何も問題はない。来い。
おっしゃ。
Masato seized my arms. Kingo then jumped onto them and stood up.
手加減は無用だ。
わかってるぜ。行くぞ。
Let's do it. Yes.
せーの。
We crouch down and...
行くぜー。来いや。
Instead of boosting Kingo to any degree, my arms were simply pulled up by Masato. In the next moment, Kingo flew right over my head as if I had performed a suplex
や
on
べ
him.
ほぼ水平だ。
As we turned around, Kingo was right about to crash headfirst into a cherry tree.
うわ
With a terrible sound, he fell to the ground as branches rained down atop him. Oh no, he just had to do his injuries.
ー。ケンゴ
He immediately ran up to him. He wasn't even twitching, just laid there motionless.
ー。やべえ、死んだかも。
You didn't kill him. Look how thick these branches he broke off are. This is so not good.
おい、ケンゴ
Masato picked up a branch and used it to poke at Kingo's head and started shaking.
お、動いた。
He turned over. And on his face was a smile.
なんだこいつは。なんか怖えよ、リキ。ほっといて行こうぜ。
That sounds like a good idea. No, he can. He's bleeding from the forehead. In the end, we all came in late. The other classmates inquired over and over about Kingo's bandaged head, but who wanted to tell him about that gag-like accident? Instead of any details, Kingo simply commented that Masato had become stronger.
何？腕の次に頭。つまり宮沢は井ノ原に2連敗したということか。井ノ原め、いつの間に筋肉以外の部分も上げ上がったんだ。バカじゃなかったのか。
In consequence, Masato's fame in the class rose to new heights. And the other unbelievable thing was that Kingo, with his fiery pride, had himself joked about having been defeated by Masato. It was something I would never have thought of to see.
なんだ。俺は勝っちまったのか。
Next to me, Masato was dazed, was shocked after having heard the other classmates' excited clamor about his victory.
気づかなかったぜ。いつの間にか最強男児と歌われたあのケンゴも倒し、俺が一番に。嬉しいはずなんだが、この気持ちは何だろう。まるで胸にぽっかり穴が開いたみてえだ。なあ、リキ。
His eyes looked just like those of a dead fish.
これから何を目標に生きればいい。
No, you didn't win.
何？やっぱしか。話がうますぎると思ったぜ。くそ、あいつめ。俺をおちょくりやがって。
Flames ignited in his eyes. I had given him back the energy to go on living. I felt sorry for Kingo, but I had no room in my mind to think about what to play. I had to figure out what I could do myself. I'd always been following Kyosuke's back. Ever since we met, he had been pulling me along by the hand. I had simply been desperate not to stumble, never thinking about anything else. Wherever we went, something fun always awaited us. Me, Ren, Masato, and Kingo, all of us spent our days in laughter. Even if one of us were to feel down, the others had the strength to blow away their heavy mood. Since Kingo hailed from a martial arts oriented family, his parents had him started studying Kingo when he turned 13. Still, he had all his limited time for free time with us. Spent all of it. And that was also thanks to Kyosuke. It was all thanks to the friendship we had built around Kyosuke. I was certain that if he were here with us now, he would definitely be able to do something about Ren. But he wasn't. Then I had only one solution. I didn't know how well it would work, but... so that the five of us could again be together the way we used to, I needed to take the role that the past Kyosuke had played. It started with the siblings. Kyosuke must have taken Ren's hand and brought her out. I heard she would rather stay home than go outside. Perhaps she had always been introverted. Or perhaps something traumatic had befallen her. But the truth of that was no longer within my reach. I didn't expect either of the siblings, as they are now, would tell me if I asked. If it was something even Masato and Kingo didn't know of. And regardless, it wasn't something I needed to know. It would be okay, I told myself in an effort to calm down. All I had to do was make the current Ren smile, and reform the little busters. Rin and I would spend the time after school by ourselves. Nobody would interrupt us. I pictured the school building, the sports ground, the courtyard. The place where we lived had such vast grounds. I should be able to find whatever opportunities I needed. After classes were over, Rin and I walked around the school. She followed me meekly, albeit with a somewhat bored expression. Like, this whole place feels so empty. Because there's no one else. There's nothing bringing everyone together. We stopped in the courtyard to take a breather. Or more accurately, I needed some time to think. I had no idea where to take her, or what to do to entertain her. Want something to drink? Though she didn't reply, I went ahead and bought an orange juice for myself and a sports drink for her. Sitting back on the bench, I resumed pondering. Something fun to do. Nothing came to mind. Kyosuke was really good at these things. He was a genius when it came to games. This plight I was in reminded me of that fact anew. Would someone ordinary like me ever be able to bring joy to her the way he had done? Don't lose confidence, Riki. At least I had plenty of time. I didn't have to fear failing. All I had to do was keep doing what I could until I discovered something that Rin could get into. The most important thing was to not give up. I noticed Rin staring at me restively. Her paper cup was already empty. Sorry, let's go somewhere else. Out of the blue, Lennon jumped in front of Rin. Rin seemed surprised as well, because the cat was so docile, and had never done something like this before. Our eyes followed him. He jumped at a ball lying on the ground, and pawed it over and over. Then he flicked the ball forward and leaped at it. It was the ball that I had seen here 2 days previous. It was covered in dirt. No one must have come to collect it. I walked up to the ball and took it from Lennon. He stared up at the ball in my hand. I threw it, and he ran out right after it. Just like a dog. After catching it, he started scratching the ball furiously again. I turned to look at Rin. Her eyes were fixed on the cat playing with the ball. She appeared to be at least a little interested. Rin, you give it a shot too. She gave an emphatic nod, the bell in her hair chiming, and went up to Lennon to pick the ball up like I had. She threw it gently. Once again, Lennon chased after it. She also ran after it. She snatched it up and threw it, this time with all her might. It flew into the furthest bushes and disappeared. That was too much for him. Together with Lennon, we searched the bushes for the ball. As soon as she picked it up, she hurled it away again, as if she were a wind-up toy. If you like throwing it that much, you should have told me so earlier. I borrowed 2 gloves from the club room of the school's nearly defunct baseball team. I handed one to Rin and put the other on to show her how to use it. Play catch. You throw the ball, I'll catch it. I turned around and headed in front of the bush into which he had thrown the ball. The ball hit my back. No, not until I'm ready to catch, alright? I turned to face Rin. Okay, throw it like you did earlier. Without even noticing, she instantly threw the ball, and passed over my head. Well, no need to rush, we've got time. The ball bounced back from the wall of the school building. I retrieved and threw it back to her. With unsteady motion, she somehow managed to catch it. Alright, relax, give me one more throw. She let one heartbeat pass and hurled it. This time the ball went past me from the left. She doesn't seem nervous, but... Puzzled, I followed the rolling ball. If she hadn't meant to throw the ball into the bush or to hit me in the back, she had totally no control. That was the conclusion I reached. Well, that shouldn't be a surprise, really, since I'd never seen her. I've never even heard about her liking baseball. It still made me wonder, though, what had made her interested in throwing a ball? Had she done it in a gym class and found it fun, despite being a horrible no-con? Didn't Didn't people usually like doing things they were good at? Thinking about such things, I played catch with her. If someone was watching me from the sidelines running after the balls ran through, they would probably think that I was trying to work out and she was helping me exercise. In other words, she was such a no-con that it didn't look like we were playing catch at all. Well, still, since she threw fairly fast, she must have been stronger in the arm than most girls her age. Considering that, I could understand why she liked throwing. It would be a good way for her to get rid of stress, and she was in need of a hobby. Even after the sunset, Ren still wouldn't stop throwing. Ren, it's gotten so dark I can't see the ball.
Nani?
She appeared to still want to continue. On the other hand, I was completely exhausted from running. I'd switched in to walking in the middle, though. Let's do this again tomorrow, if you'd like. How about we go on to the baseball diamond? Glad to hear that. It was the first time in a long time since she had shown me such a delighted face. It brought out memories. And it meant that I had succeeded in bringing her out and playing with her. Using this as a starting point, it wasn't unthinkable that she could get into something else as well. I'd been leading her by the hand until today, but I'd come to realize it wasn't working. Kyosuke hadn't just kept us company. He had also kept telling us that there's so much fun stuff out there waiting for us. Could I do the same? Could I bring joy to her? I felt anxious for a moment, but I encouraged myself by thumping my chest. I had to do this, because I was the only one who could. I would help her out. I determined to play catch with her every day, as long as she found it fun, and to improve her control.